Hi, it's Walter Burns from Keller Williams City Life Realty and livingonthehudson.com for this week's Living on the Hudson weekly recap, where I discuss news and events regarding the Hudson County real estate market. Looking at the overall market in the past week, there have been 108 properties that have offers that are accepted on them, meaning properties that have gone under contract. We don't know what they sold for yet. We do know they had an average list price of $798,000. That's up. Last week it was $759,000. The sales are in line week over week. So we had 108 sales in the past week. The previous week was 109. So we're pacing at about that number. Median list price in the past week was $690,000. Last week it was $699,000, so slightly down. Average days in the market, 37 days. Last week it was 39. And median days in the market of these properties was 21 days. And last week it was 23. So around the same number for time on the market. Looking through the list of properties, a few that stood out to me in Hoboken, you had at the Sky Club, 700 First Street, Unit 14N, a 2-bed, 2-bath, 1,201 square foot unit. This was listed for $850,000. It was on the market 29 days. So Sky Club, located at 700 First Street in Hoboken, developed originally by, I believe, Manhattan Building Company, was the first phase, and then Toll Brothers came in and they built the second phase of the project around 2002 to 2004 timeframe. It is a high-rise building. It's about 16, 17 stories tall, located in the southwest corner of Hoboken. It is still in concrete construction. Building has, it's very close to the light rail on 2nd Street in Hoboken, and it also has a shuttle to and from Hoboken Path, peak morning and peak evening rush hour, Monday to Friday. Has a 24-hour concierge, residence lounge on the first floor. It's an elevator building, obviously. There is a gym that you can belong to, which is next door. It's not included in your maintenance fee, but it is nearby. So this is Sky Club. Building's about 20 years old now. And this is under contract. List price was $850,000, and it was on the market 29 days. So when it closes, I'll be happy to report back on what it ended up selling for. Also in Hoboken, up on 14th Street, there's a building called the St. Louis. It's on 14th and I believe Bloomfield. I have it profiled on my website. I'll link it down below. It does not see a lot of turnover. And this was built around, I would say around 2006, 2007. This is a 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,563 square foot unit. And it's up there in that northeast corner of Hoboken, right near 1450 Washington Street, Garden Street Lofts, Harborside Lofts, Hudson T. But the building just doesn't see a lot of turnover. 150 14th Street, Unit 201. List price was $1,650,000. It was on the market a week, 8 days. And it was 1,563 square foot, 3-bedroom with parking. And this was developed by a local developer in Hoboken back in the mid-2000s, like 2006, 2005 timeframe. I remember when it was being built. And it's located on 14th Street, not far from the ferry to New York. And the bus to New York is actually right in front. So you can grab the bus into the city. And as I mentioned in previous videos, 3-bedroom properties, very hot in Hoboken, especially hot in this neighborhood. Very, very high demand. So I'm not surprised that this property was only on the market a week. And that's under contract at the St. Louis, 150 14th Street. List price $1,650,000. Downtown Jersey City, there were a couple units that went under contract at Gulls Cove, 201 Marin Boulevard. So here you have 201 Marin Boulevard, unit 1202. This is a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, 903 square foot unit List price was $765,000, on the market for 21 days. Did not come with parking. And this is a north-facing one-bedroom over at Gulls Cove. Gulls Cove was built around 2006 and again around 2012, 2013. It's a multi-phase project built by Metro Homes, who are a Hudson County-based developer. This is a north-facing unit. It faces towards 225 Grand Street, which is this building over here. And it's a rather large unit, 903 square feet. And this is a concierge building. They have a fitness center. They also have a residence lounge area, 24-hour concierge, on-site super. So it's a steel and concrete construction building, very close to Grove Street, and the Grove Street path and the light rail is actually right across the street from the building. And this is located in the Liberty Harbor North section of downtown Jersey City. And I'll show you on the map where that is. In downtown Jersey City, we refer to this area as Liberty Harbor North. So here's Liberty State Park Marina and Liberty House, where some people may have been to a wedding before. That's over here. And the Liberty Harbor North redevelopment is basically from Marin Boulevard on Grand Street back to Jersey Avenue. So it's this entire section here. Right now you have Gulls Cove over here, actually right here, and then you have a bunch of other developments. Most of them are rental properties, and you have some other condos back here by Liberty Harbor, which is one of the developments within the Liberty Harbor North development. So eventually, all of these lots will be developed in some fashion in the area. So you're going to have development all in this neighborhood here, and that's called Liberty Harbor North, which is just west of the Paulus Hook section of downtown Jersey City and close to Grove Street. So here's Grove Street Path over here, and here's Grove Street, City Hall. So that's where Gulls Cove is located. Liberty Harbor is located, the development, right? Liberty Harbor condominium developments over here. And then you have future development coming here. So that Gulls Cove unit was over in the Liberty Harbor North section. List price $765,000. There was another one that went under contract, which is Penthouse 8030. So this was actually a 2-bed, 2-bath, 1,065 square foot unit in phase 2. So this is phase 2 property, built around 2012, 2013. List price was $1,089,000. This was on the market 49 days. And also came with parking for one car. Major difference between phase 1 and phase 2. In phase 1, they had like 3 different kitchen packages that buyers had the chance to choose from, different flooring options. Phase 2, they made everything the same. And that's kind of been the trend with developers moving forward, that they make everything basically the same in this area. So every property will have the same kitchen, same flooring. So in phase 2, you had more of a contemporary design here in the kitchen. And this unit also had a terrace. And that's under contract at Gulls Cove in phase 2. List price $1,089,000 for a 2-bedroom, 1,065 square feet, on the market for 49 days. Also in downtown Jersey City, I saw one more. I'm sorry. In Journal Square, you have a unit at the Beacon, 4 Beacon Way, unit 805, 2-bed, 2-bath, 1,278 square feet. List price was $549, on the market 8 days. The Beacon is the former Jersey City Medical Center that was converted into condominiums around 2008. So right now, there's 4 Beacon Way is the main condo building, which is right here. The other towers in the development are rental buildings. The rental towers and the condo towers share the amenities. So they have indoor pool area, very large residence lounge area, library, fitness center. There's a concierge in this building. So you share the amenities with the other towers as well. And you're also not that far from downtown Jersey City. You go right down Montgomery or the path over in Journal Square. So this property is under contract at the Beacon. Very Art Deco design here, built in the 20s. as I mentioned, originally a hospital and converted into apartments, condominiums around 2007, 2008. And that's under contract. List price $549. I saw here over in Weehawken, you had over at Henley on Hudson, 150 Henley Place, unit 407. There's a 3-bed, 3.5 bath, 1,998 square foot unit. List price was $2,488,888. On the market 26 days. Henley on Hudson, built by Lennar in multiple phases, started around 2006. They're still building there. They finished the last phase around 5-6 years ago, and this is 150 Henley Place. This is an east-facing 3-bedroom, so this looks directly at Midtown Manhattan, as you can see here from the views. This is an elevator building. This particular building has a virtual doorman. They have an on-site fitness center, residence lounge area. You also have access to the outdoor pool, which is in Henley on the Hudson, which is part of the community. And this also had a terrace. So looking directly at Midtown Manhattan, and this property is under contract over at Henley on Hudson. List price $2,488,888. And when it closes, I'll be happy to report back on what it ended up selling for. Finally, over at the Avora, which is not far from Henley on Hudson, this is 800 Avenue of Port Imperial, unit 309, a 1-bedroom plus den, 1,152 square feet. List price was $1,050,000. On the market 152 days. So 1-bedroom plus den, meaning the den, the second room, which is the den, does not have a window. So some people use it as a bedroom, home office area, but it does not have a window. And this would be the den room. As you can see here, this picture is probably taken from the doorway. And this is a courtyard unit on the courtyard and looks at right through the courtyard towards Midtown Manhattan. This development was built by Landsea, a developer, around 2018, 2017, in that time frame. A steel and concrete building. It is a concierge building. They have an outdoor pool, which is right here off the courtyard, residence lounge, a large fitness center. So a lot of amenity-driven building. And that's under contract over at the Avora. This complex is also right next to the ferry terminal to New York. So the ferry terminal over in Port Imperial is just right outside the main entrance to the building. So if you want to get to the city via ferry, very convenient, and the bus is right across the street as well. So those are some units that went under contract in the past week. A couple things that sold over in Hoboken at the Skyline, 551 Observer Highway, Unit 12H. This is a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, 806 square feet. List price was $625. It sold for $650. 9 days in the market, so it went over asking. Skyline is one of the original high-rise developments in Hoboken. It was built around 1987. It is located in the southwest corner of Hoboken on the border of Jersey City and Hoboken. So it's located on Observer, and this was like one of the first like luxury developments that was built in Hoboken, high-rises back in the late 80s. It is a concierge building. They have a shuttle to and from the PATH station. They also have valet parking. So the condo association owns a lot, which is across the street. So you rotate parking between inside and outside. So there are more parking spaces. There are more units in the building than there are parking spaces on site in the building. So you have to rotate, and everybody shares the amount of time inside and outside throughout the year. But it is valet parking. Building has a fitness center. I believe they had a pool, but they might have closed it. They also have a sky lounge. They had an indoor pool, and they have a sky lounge on the top floor of the building. And this 1-bedroom over at the Skyline sold for $650,000, 9 days in the market in Hoboken. Downtown Jersey City. I mentioned Gulls Cove before. Here's another unit that sold. Penthouse 14. This is a 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,700 square foot unit. List price was $1,995,000. Sold over asking for $2,065,000 on the market for 22 days. Also came with parking for one car. And this looks like it's a western facing 3-bedroom. So we're looking actually southwest. So here you have Liberty State Park over here. So this is, I was in this unit when it was on the market. Very bright unit. Gets a lot of sunlight. And it also had this roof deck leading up to a private roof deck. Trying to get to the roof deck. Oh, here we go. Okay, so up here you had your own private roof deck, outdoor kitchen area associated with this property. Pretty spectacular. South facing, you see Statue of Liberty, Liberty Science Center, Liberty State Park. So unit was very bright. Sold for $2,065,000 on the market 22 days over at Gulls Cove. Downtown Jersey City, Crystal Point, which is on the Hudson River waterfront, number 2 2nd Street, built around 2008 by Fisher Development. They've built several properties in the Jersey City area. Here you have a 1-bedroom, 1.5 bath, 1,050 square foot, 1-bedroom, unit 1604. List price was $1,050,000. It sold for $999,999. I do not have interior photos. However, I will tell you that this unit is right here on the east side of this building, between these two balconies. The unit does not have a terrace. So the 1-bedrooms in Crystal Point do not come with outdoor space. So the way the building works is you have one line of 1-bedrooms on the east side of the building facing towards New York. You have a line of 1-bedrooms on the southwest corner of the building. So you have, these do have city views, but they're not direct. And then on the west side of the building, looking into Jersey City, you have 2 lines of 1-bedrooms that are smaller, around 800 square feet, that look directly west into Jersey City. Those units would be like in the 800 to 900,000 range. Here you had a 1-bedroom direct east facing, selling just under $1 million for $999,999. Over at Crystal Point. Crystal Point Concierge Building. They have an outdoor pool, fitness center, large residence lounge. It's one of the few buildings that's directly on the waterfront in downtown Jersey City. And the units there are quite spectacular, looking directly at Lower Manhattan and the World Financial Center. Let me see here. Over in Park and Shore, which is in the Newport section of downtown Jersey City, north of Gulls Cove, where we just talked about. Here you had a 3-bed, 3-bath, 1,888 square foot unit, 75 Park Lane South, unit 2303. List price was $2,450,000. It sold under asking for $2,355,000 on the market for 2 weeks. So Newport is a subdivision in downtown Jersey City, just south of Hoboken. Most of Newport are exclusive rental buildings, so you can only rent there, except for a handful of condo towers. And Park and Shore right here, 75 Park Lane being one of the buildings you can own in, the other one being 2 Shore Lane, Shore House right here, and you had Shore Club, which is the green glass building here, you can own there. These other towers, rental. A lot of these are rental buildings. There's another condo building over here called the Emerald. Those are the main ones in Newport where you can own. But majority of the buildings and the future development is, my understanding, is going to be rentals. But here you had a 3-bedroom with, looks like this is a corner unit with a Midtown Manhattan view. Park and Shore Concierge Building. They have an indoor pool, large fitness center, very high level amenities. They have a sky lounge area with outdoor area. You have barbecue area, outdoor roof deck, big residence lounge area, business center, kitchenette area you can reserve for parties. So a large amenity-driven building. A lot of amenities on the first floor of the building as well. A residence lounge area, library area. So very close to Newport Pat Station as well as Hoboken Pat Station. And that's sold over at Park and Shore for $2,355,000. News article, really quick, snapshot on the market this week will be available to download down below on YouTube. You can see inventory levels, where we currently are, what they were like last week, how many units have gone under contract in the past 30 days, the absorption rate, the rate at which the different markets are selling or absorbing the inventory, and then finally how many properties have sold year to date in the various communities that I profile. That will be linked down below here on YouTube, as well as all the buildings I've been discussing here on these properties that either have gone under contract or that have sold. Quickly, a news article. You have renderings been released for this West Side Square Jersey City project, which is part of this redevelopment on the west side of Jersey City. So west side of Jersey City being a very large area, the west side, the Newark Bay side, is currently under this redevelopment plan right here. Basically, this large piece of property here on the Newark Bay, just north of Drawers Point and Society Hill. This is a large redevelopment, as well as I believe a lot of these lots in this area are all part of this, including the Hudson Mall. So you have a large multi-year, this is probably a 20, 30-year project to redevelop this whole area. And here you have, I'll link it down below, renderings for what they're looking to develop here and on these sites over the next 20 to 30 years. I believe it's going to be retail, commercial, office, residential. I do not know if any of these are going to be for purchase. I think right now the trend has been for rent. However, as I find out more, I'll be happy to report back on this. But this is coming over here. I think they're also going to extend the light rail somehow, or add a new station over here for the light rail eventually, because the light rail does run in this neighborhood. So that's coming soon to the west side of Jersey City, and I'll link this down below. These articles come out these videos come out every Monday. Feel free to comment, like, or subscribe down below. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me anytime at walter@livingonthehudson.com or at 347-448-3766. Thank you for your time. Have a great day.